After one rotation in Cincinnati, the United States has taken the lead with Romania second. The Chinese with a bye in the first rotation. Now here's Kathleen Shrieves. She is a high school junior in Dayton, Maryland, the Washington, D.C. area. This is her first international meet. In fact, she found out only 4 days ago that she would be competing here.
And Tom, this is her best event. Check out the height that she gets on her release skills. She's very aggressive. In fact, this routine, its start value should be out of a 9.8. That's very high at this stage of the new code of points. Here's the combination all here. Lots of twisting action on the high bar. Most of the gymnastics takes place, at least most of the difficult skills, on the high bar. That was a solid routine.
But for finding out only 4 days ago she would be in her first international meet, she shrugs off the pressure with a nice routine.
There's her coach, Gary Anderson, who is absolutely psyched at her dismount. Look at him, he's thrilled. She trains with the Marvatines.
Put her in a headlock there, didn't he? And why not? 9.450 for Kathleen Shrieves.
Remember, the best score we saw from Romania from their entire performance on bars was 9-0.
So the U.S. with a chance to add to its lead as Vanessa Atler gets set for her bars routine.
You know, this young lady was 6 weeks too young to even try out for the 1996 Olympic team, and she is also too young to even compete at the next World Championships because of a rule change.
And that is so sad, because what that leaves her with is the 1999 World Championships, which is the qualification for the 2000 Olympic Games.
Many people think she is the next great one for this U.S. squad.
And it's because of her competitive drive. We saw it on the vault. We're seeing it here.
Oh, and that is amazing. Very, very easy skill.
It's actually a transition skill just to get back up onto the high bar for the tough stuff. It's really a nothing skill, just gets the left foot on, completely misses the right, and of course, it's a deduction, it's a fall.
And you know, Elfie, I think that happens because she's thinking ahead of herself. She's worrying about the next big skill instead of making sure you take care of all the easy ones as well. Big dismount. Full twisting double layout. A little bit uncontrolled on the landing.
Disappointing performance for Vanessa.
Okay, we got to make it up.
And you got to make it up. She and the U.S. team will indeed, as we see our first Chinese gymnast in action now. This is Meng, just turned 16 years old a few days ago.
That number on the left indicates the type of vault that she'll be performing. Handspring front pike with half twist. That was nice. Unfortunately, this vault is only out of a 9.60. Hard to believe.
Yeah,
spectacular.
It really is hard to believe, Elfie, because this is a hard vault, and she does it great. You know, the Chinese, they came into Atlanta, and everybody thought they were going to be the team to beat, certainly for the men, and a lot of people were quite afraid of the women as well, but they did not live up to expectations. We talked with an official from the Chinese delegation, and he said that the biggest problem is a psychological problem. They just don't know how to hit.
Saw Vanessa Atler with a poor score on her bars routine, expected. And now the second vault for Meng.
And that 2.405 indicates, again, the same style vault. Front handspring in a pike position with a half twist. Last year, it was worth a 9.9. Again, this year, whole new ball game, 9.6 is the maximum. Oh, that was pretty.
Yeah, I don't know where you find any deductions on that. That was beautiful.
Now here's Kristen Maloney from a small town in Pennsylvania, Penn Argyll, Pennsylvania, only 20,000 population. She just found out a week ago she would be competing here. How young is she? Well, she has a cat, Fluffy, that's 16 years old, older than she is.
This has been one event where Kristen has struggled. She struggled on her dismount at the American Cup, made it to the finals. That was the one area she took a major deduction on 2 days in a row. This opening is beautiful, however. Shaposhnikova. Very important for the women to complete all their elements in complete handstand. If they're slightly off, you're giving away tenths to the judges.
It's her most tricky.
Right there.
Transition right there.
Fight, fight, fight. That was the fight.
And Kristen being greeted by her coach, or one of her coaches, Jack Carter. Meanwhile, the Chinese celebrating after Meng recorded a 9.262 average on her vaults.
That's far too low, Tom. That vault had height, distance. It was perfectly landed, much too low.
Yeah, I'd like to go ask the judges how they got a 9.3 for that second vault. It was darn near perfect, if not.
Chinese junior men's team providing support in the stands, and there's Kristen Maloney's 9.0 on bars. Meanwhile, we have yet to see Dominique Moceanu in action. She is trying to keep loose at the moment. She is competing in only 2 events. We'll see her on beam later on. Kristen Maloney, Vanessa Atler of the U.S. team trying to hang on to the lead as we are midway through the second rotation. Octavian Bellu, the Romanian coach, has not been a happy man so far, checking out the scores, and we assume not liking what he is seeing there. Here's Teresa Kulikowski of the U.S. on bars.
No question, this is Teresa's best event. Watch for her form, her beautiful line. She's a very tall athlete. She does exceptional skills, but this routine, because of the new code, is only out of a 9.4. That's if she hits everything.
Tall for a gymnast, we should say. She's less than 5'4".
And there's a problem right there. Big mistake. Swings down, takes an intermediate swing.
That was a beautiful release skill, but a huge deduction already coming her way. She's moving very slowly throughout this routine.
That's bad news. That is the second mistake for this USA squad. That means they will count a fall on bars. Romania had given them the opportunity with all of their mishaps.
And Tom Forster trying to provide a little comfort after that rocky routine.
Well, the first miss came off the top of the routine. What she was supposed to do was a complete full twist right around the bar into the release skill. Instead, ends up doing a move with very poor form, gets back into the routine, and eventually throws the skill.
And records a poor score, 8.475. So the U.S. in a bit of trouble here. They need a big performance from Jamie Dantzscher on bars.
Again, this is an event that Jamie considers to be her best. She's dynamite. She has top skills. Of course, everyone's still fighting through this new code, trying to figure out where the trends are going. But look at this skill. Pack salto, very aggressive.
Beautiful flight elements.
See her coach, Steve Rybacki, moving in for another release skill. Wow, she almost came close to not catching the bar. Very risky. Big dismount planned. Double twisting, double tuck.
And that should give the U.S. team a lift. Jamie Dantzscher with a big performance on bars.
You have arrived, my dear.
And arrived at just the right time.
Good job.
She, of course, trains along with Vanessa Atler right there. And this is great. Shades of Amy Chow right here. Double twisting, double somersault. One of the most difficult skills being done on bars in the world today.
And her score, 9.30, which puts the U.S. back on track.